There's a reason why when people do films and things about the future world, they always show you, the buildings raised up in the air, right? They do that because the future landscape of this planet, right, will, or what you call the concrete, it will be washed away, right? They're going to find a new way to structure buildings where they are above the water, okay? They're working on that construction right now because they know most of the continental land mass is going to wash away. It's going to be submerged. So they're going to continue to try to build new cities. That's why if you've seen in those old cartoons like the Jetsons, all the stuff, all the buildings were high up in the air, and like you didn't see any level ground that they were standing on, because they're going to be standing they're going to be standing above water. See, the whole point of building bridges, when they built bridges, was the first design to building cities. Cities were supposed to be built like bridges. Notice bridges are standing structures that anchor itself somewhere into the water, right? Because the permanent structure of continents won't be able to exist anymore. A lot of landlines are going to be erased, right? So they're going to have to build cities high up in the air, the higher the altitude, right? To be above sea level, be above the water, right? They also tell you about flying cars or hovering cars, because you're going to have to get to these structures, your buildings and things like that, with hovering cars, right? They're showing you these jetpacks, right, that you wear on your back, where they can shoot you from one place to another. They're not as advanced, but yet they're working still on it, because they know, again, that a lot of the land mass is going to be underwater, right? It's going to be, like I said, a bridge-like landscape. Cities built like bridges, that are anchored underwater, okay, to be above sea level. Your sun is going to heat, and you're going to have a lot of your polar caps melt, of course, right? And it's going to flood out a lot of areas, right? They're trying to figure a way now to convert that water to something, right? They're trying to figure a way to heat the water up, right, to where it becomes steam or it dissipates, but that will then cause another heating in the air of the planet. Once that steam is heated by solar direction or solar interference, okay? Your people are already, like I said, your powers that be, your ones who are in power, they're already leaving the planet to seek out other worlds. They are planning to make your one race of people. That's real. They're already consolidating and consuming the races of the DNA structure of your East Indians, your Caucasians, and your Asians into one, right? They're not really using the black genetic, right? They took fine pieces. They figured out they couldn't really use the black genetic because the black genetic is too different or vastly different from theirs, right? So they will take their genetic and create one race from there, one human race. They will stop with all the Asian, white, East Indian. It'll all be one race of people. Like Dr. York used to say years ago, neutrinoid, but our genetic won't be included in it, right? And they'll keep a ruling body of Caucasians who will program these people, who will continue to be the ruling body. It'll be a small family or a top family, and they will structure a government out of these people. You're seeing the beginnings of that now with biracial presidents, bringing women in, gays, lesbians, so they'll keep a certain structure. They're restructuring the guard, all right, to go along with this new world that's coming in. Because they can't survive in that new world, it's going to be a little difficult, all right? It's going to be a little difficult to survive in a new world. A lot of the human race is going through an evolution within, this form of revolution on the planet, right? And they're being told to consolidate their numbers, come together collectively for survival. That's not why, if you notice, when they they do these movies, when it shows you the human race is under attack, everybody comes together and works together to fight. They want to produce that dynamic again because they know that another class of people or a ruling class of people are going to be coming in to take over this planet. The actual people who created this planet. They're going to cause interference on this planet. All right? And in doing so, you're going to have the people, some of the people are going to go against that ruling body of people, the ones who built this planet, the ones who structured the solar system and structured the biological makeup of man. They're going to try and go against that, right? All while trying to produce a newer or an advanced race of people to be their receptionaries or their emissaries here on Earth. That people are your bright race, right? Those will be your solar intelligent people, right? They will eventually breed out the submental ways of man into a new generation of people who will be more advanced, more sped up to receive instruction, who will carry out order, right? To follow order. Mankind, like I said, he did for a time follow and keep the order on Earth, but he's now losing his reception, so they're trying to strengthen it by consolidating, right? To cut down the numbers for survival. When you are trying to cut down your numbers for survival, right, when you're trying to survive, I should say, you're going to cut down your numbers, you're going to shave the fat. There's too many humans on the planet. So in order for there to be a stronger or an elite class of new people, they have to shave the numbers down, get rid of the people who are not necessary, streamline. Same way they did in corporations, right? Where they call streamlining corporations. They're going to streamline people because in the mindset of the capitalists, which are the ones who run this country, people are considered resources as well, human resources. That's why you have human resource departments in companies. You're considered property to be used. They have a master-slave mentality, which they got from those omni beings. So they're going to streamline in order to produce a better people. They're going to make one person, one human, one type of human. And they will be comprised of white, Asian, and East Indian, right? All genetically modified people. Same way they genetically modify the foods, right? Now, they have to genetically modify the food because as the sun is coming closer, or the planet is coming closer to the sun, which will happen because you won't have as many people here, right? Because they plan a big kill here on the planet. The planet will speed up and rotate faster, right? It will speed up and rotate faster. The millions of people on the planet won't weigh in on the fact of the planet being as heavy, and it'll be able to move faster, right? That'll cause an evolution in itself. Now, the minute that happens, or the time that starts to happen, it'll bring in a higher state of intelligence or a higher frequency into the planet, and certain people will start to receive that frequency. It will trigger something in certain people, right? It will cause them to be activated, right? This planet is being restructured, right? Just as it was restructured when the dinosaurs went out and in came the man, and came humans. It's being restructured again, right? It's being prepared for that because the way that things have been going has been too long in the evolution. So there has to be another structure to come and take place, because the planet is not really under the old guard, not going in an evolutionary state. It's actually going backwards. Right? It's devolving. So anything standing in the way of evolution or progress or new technology coming in has to be moved out and be replaced, right, in order for new things to come in. You saw that being heightened in the 20th century with the advent of televisions, radios, computers, and all these things. So what does the 21st century bring? What does the 22nd century bring? Obviously, things can't go on the way they are. New people have to be produced, right? A more advanced people. Okay? I said when they were talking about your solar intelligent people, when they were talking about the people who derived energy or power from the sun, when they told the so-called Superman story and advanced races and people, like I said, that was your Caucasian people preparing themselves for that. They were making stories about super races of people and Star Trek and all this other stuff. They were making them. They were casting an image of themselves in the future, right? When they showed you Star Trek, the Confederation, Federation, Federal, they were showing you them moving in space, abandoning the planet, right, and going elsewhere, going to different worlds, escaping the solar system and going out and finding and moving through the universe and finding other solar systems. Why is that? Why is it that they show you current America in ruins? In a lot of pictures, they always showing you current America in ruins. Why would the people who uphold this and put this together show you it in ruins? Because they know every society is going to fall, to give way to something else. That a new structure is coming in, right? A new mindset, a new governing body is coming in, right? It told you that in your book of Revelation, where it talked about the pale horse, the black horse. It told you about all these horses, right? And they used the terminology horses because I said horses represent nations or groups of people, bringing death and destruction and all that. That's talking about the death of the black race, the death of the white race, the death of all these races as you know it, and the advancement of an elite people that will come out of these races, and advanced and intelligent people. And they will be known for their intelligence, and they will succeed into the future. These are the people who will not be caught up in the old ways of thinking. They will be advanced in their way of thinking. You know? They will be advanced in their way of thinking. They will be moving ahead. They will build new structures. Right? They will alter their bodies. They will alter the foods that they eat. The foods will have more of a richness to it because a new soil will be produced, right? A higher strand of soil will be produced, right? A different type of crop, different types of food will be produced in the earth, sown into the earth. New seeds will be sown into the earth. And these minerals in the earth will produce a higher mental capability or capacity in the new people that are being involved. Just as you eat greens, just as you eat certain vegetables and things that grow out of the earth, right, it strengthens something in you, right? It brings about a different chemistry in the body, and is meant to be planted that way, right? They talk about the mixture of carbons and ions to produce steel. You will have people who will become tougher and they will become stronger. Their minds will become faster, right? They will be sped up. That will be the future people who will come out of the black race, who I always refer to as the bright race, the solar intelligent ones. They will bring forth new technologies, right? The black man's strength will be shut down for a permanent, for indeterminate amount of time in order for him to mentally speed up. right? You're seeing it right now. While I said it was a time where you seen the black man, right? And you saw he was known, and the black woman were known for sports and music. All that's being shut down, right? All that's being shut down. You're not seeing our people becoming paramount in that anymore, right? A lot of our people are going to fall off of the scene, and it will give time for the rise of a new people to come up while our people are off the scene. Because whenever you see people who are constantly on the scene, dominating the scene, what's happening? They're burning out. Their energy, their image is being pushed out until it burns out. And the people who are in the background, they come to the forefront, right? There's a switch, right? And they already know the switch is happening. That's why if you notice, the Caucasians and all these people, they're trying to make friends with your children, the future progeny. They're adopting them because they know there's going to be a change, that there's going to be a shift in the paradigm coming into the future. I told you they focus on the future, and they constantly looking into the future to try to manipulate the future. They always want to know what's coming ahead so that they can be in the forefront of that in the future, and they're preparing that for their children now, even by taking hold of your children, right? I said about projecting your future self in order to receive future intelligence. This is the whole focus of Mentellect and the mentalists. We are focused on projecting our future selves in order to receive future intelligence, in order to bring in future intelligence, to be the receivers of future intelligence. The things that we're talking about, the things that I'm talking about that's going to be coming in, we're actually supposed to be the pioneers and the forerunners of this stuff, of this new technology. If we put ourselves in a future place mentally, if we abandon the old things, we will be the ones who will bring in magnetic elemental construction. I'm going to say it again. We will be the ones that will bring in magnetic elemental construction. What do I mean by that? There will be constructs or cities or whole structures put together by magnetism, electrical magnetism, that will be able to be pulled together by the focus from the mind into these magnets to cause the construction or buildings to go up, right? Because each building material has a magnet in it, right? All elements have magnets in it. So you'll be able to call on those magnets. You'll be able to call on that fusion to take place in these elements to form new buildings, right? Without having to pick up a rake, without having to pick up or move a machine, an earth-moving machine, any of these things, right? You'll be able to channel or send the frequency to erect whole cities and buildings, just as you'll be able to take them down, right? The white man is just discovering that buildings, when they talk about the so-called Wall of Jericho, how they said that certain chanting or frequency can take a building down or raise. They use the word raise a building because the word raise is the same way as putting something up is taking it down, that a frequency will be able to come, and he knows that a frequency, just as a frequency can take a building down, a frequency can pull a building together. It can construct it. Because this had been the secret behind the pyramids in Egypt, and they said, how was these blocks put in such perfect precision, right? Without any earth-moving machines or land-moving machines that they have today. They couldn't figure out how they did it, right? Magnetic elemental construct, something that the almond beings of the future ones understood or had a knowledge of, an advanced knowledge of, something that we're not dealing with yet. New cities and new structures will have to be put together because a destruction is coming. You have to destroy certain things in order to make room for new things to come in, right? When a society is ready for destruction, that is showing that what? The people have become destructive. The people have become degenerated in their thinking. There is no more logical thought in the people. Now, I think we could look at our people today, the black race, the white race, everybody pretty much on the planet, right? And they've made a degenerate mentality the norm, right? there's no more decency in the world, right? You can't produce intelligent people, or it's hard to produce intelligent people in this world. People have to go off on their own in separate little communities to produce better children, smarter children. It's hard to produce that in this world now because everything has become degenerated, right? And when people become degenerate in their thinking or submental, you can't send messages to these people, and it defeats the purpose of having people live on the planet, because they're supposed to be the receivers and the ones who are living out these orders from a higher source. In other words, if this world of these people, these highest source of people, these advanced people, is moving forward, then that would make sense that the worlds that they created should follow behind them. This world is not following behind their world, right? And if this world is not following behind their world, they're going to step in, and they're going to cause calamity, and they're going to cause destruction in order to create a new world, right? They're going to do that in order to create a new world, bring a new world in. Bring in new construction, bring in new government, bring in or elect new people on the planet to run things. Judge the minds of the people. Thus, your terminology, Judgment Day. That's really what that means. That is not a religious terminology when it's talking about Judgment Day. Judgment is the judging of the intelligence of the people who will be fit to rule into the future, those who will be in charge of construct. Right? Pretty much for now, it's a wrap for the white race. They've become degenerates. Yeah, it's pretty much a wrap for them. So other people are being considered right now. Your Chinese, your Asians, your blacks are not even in the running yet. It's got to be another people that come out of the black race. Right? Another race of people are being considered for control of the planet. Right? Like I said, people would have said, millions of years the dinosaurs walked the planet. Virtually, they ruled. They had their own government on the planet. They had their own society on the planet, and they were wiped out. So don't think it can't happen again. People got too comfortable. And what happens when people get too comfortable? They stop thinking, right? They allow others to do their thinking for them, right? So you're not looking at what's next. You're looking at what's now. You're trying to be comfortable. You think things are going to last. They're showing you in all their films, and it's not a coincidence, this society or this world coming to an end. Not the planet, but this world coming to an end. And one thing coming to an end means the beginning of something else. Right? You're going to have people who are going to develop pills, develop weight loss pills that will eat away the fat based on acid levels, high acid levels, right? That's going to be a product that's going to be produced soon, right? Where they're going to tell you working out is no longer necessary. That they're going to develop pills, kind of like when they made the movie Nutty Professor with Eddie Murphy. It's not a coincidence that they showed a black man, right? Who they usually show you as who is the most obese and overweight person, the person who don't care about his health, creating a pill where he doesn't have to work out that eats away the body fat. Right? Now, is that possible? And slow developments of it, yeah, it is. Because when you drink, let's say, for example, water and lemon. Lemon is acid, right? Squeeze it in. They tell you it makes the water alkaline. You squeeze it in there, there's acid in there. That water cuts your fat. It actually eats away at the fat in your body. So now they will develop a pill in time that has 1,000,000 times that acid in the pill, and it's going to be used to eat away fat, where you're not going to work out. You'll lose pounds overnight, literally. They have certain things like that already, right? So we're moving into that stage, right, where you're no longer going to be people who are in shape physically, because you'll feel as though, the fat is eaten away from your body. Thus, you'll produce people who are not as athletic anymore. You'll produce smarter people who are focusing in on intelligence on reception, receiving future thought, right? They're going to neglect their bodies. They're going to become weaker. So they're going to be forced to think, right? Their brains are going to become bigger, right? Because it will be used to hold more reception, right? Look at the babies that are born. Their heads are becoming bigger. You see these children, they become big head babies, right? Why? They're becoming smarter, right? They're not going to be into sports. You look at the kids today, they playing video games. They're becoming techies and all kinds of other things because, they use the video games to dumb them down. But really what you're seeing is that the children are becoming more technical. And they try to dumb down that side of them by giving them video games when they're actually trying to open themselves up subconsciously to bring in the new technologies. They put down the basketballs. They're starting to put down the basketballs gradually. They're putting down the footballs, and they're becoming more technical. You got little babies going on the computer at 2 and 3 years old, cutting the computers on. That's an open door to another type of child that's being born. They're talking different, right? They're using different words. They're developing their own language. There are people who no longer believe in God or the devil. They no longer buy into religion, right? They are looking into the future. When I said that Amen, or the Omni beings, right, are a future race of people, what I meant by that is that they are a continuous people, and that these younger people who are coming out of the black race, this bright race, are a continuing bloodline into the future, an Omni people, an ever-present people, or people who are constantly thinking into the future, thus putting themselves into each segment of the future, constantly moving forward. There is no more landmass. Lines are being erased. Boundaries are being erased, right? Boundaries and landmass. The white man is showing you that already. He goes all over the world. He doesn't call himself a European. He goes all over the world and sets up shop. He's in Africa, Egypt, America, wherever. He's in Europe. He's every place. While he still got a lot of people relegated to calling themselves Africans. He's thinking nationally. Now he's starting to think. He's thinking globally. Now, then he's going to start thinking interplanetary, which is why he's trying to travel to different planets. And eventually he'll start thinking universally because he'll go outside the solar system to different worlds and try to set up. That's how his mind works. That's how we're supposed to be thinking. All right? He's taken in, or he's moved into our space of evolution. Right? And we still talking about the same old things. He's bringing the technology of the cars, the new cars coming in that'll hover and will even fly. Right? He's building elevated cities. Right? Elevated cities that are above sea level. Right? He's going to build solar panel cities, which you're seeing right now, to channel in the heat from the sun as a buffer so it doesn't burn up everybody here. I said the heat from the sun, the light from the sun is always looking for a conductor, right? That is when your solar rays are streaming through the planet and it comes into this atmosphere, it becomes electricity, and it is always looking to be grounded. They're going to create solar panels to ground it. The current electrical system that's run on water and generators will be gone, right? Now, that will zap out a lot of our power, but then it will speed up those who will know what's happening. It will speed them up. They'll move faster, right? They'll start moving on a solar charge, right? They'll start to move on a solar charge. They'll become stronger and faster. They won't need to do things the same way that the old ones of our people did, where they was lifting weights and doing all this other stuff. You won't be able to do that. You will move on solar power. You will become solar charged. You're already solar charged as you're moving around, but it'll be heightened as the people are dying off of the planet, as the planet is spinning faster, right? As we starting to receive more sunlight, right? As the days become longer, as the different seasons start to mesh into each other and mesh out of or come out of their former place behind each other, their former structured place. That's why if you notice, you'll see it's summer. It looks like it's summer 1 minute, it's warm, and then you'll see it's cold the next second, or you won't see no more snow on Christmas, right? Snow is being delayed. Now people will talk about the heart machine, right? And yeah, the heart plays a part in it somewhat, right? But the system's thrown off. Because whenever a system is thrown off, that means that we're going through a different evolution. Things are being brought in. New seasons are going to be rearranged, right? Whenever you see things going haywire in the system or in a society on the planet, that means it's being restructured. It's the same way, like, for example, when your cable box, I'm just giving this as an example, when your cable box gets all frazzled up, and they're usually doing something, they're working on the signal, or they're working to strengthen or change the signal, right? It goes through a time where it shuts down, or there's a frazzling in the numbers and everything's not coming in right because they're restructuring and rescrambling the signal to send a different frequency. So the planet is going to get a different frequency coming in. But you have to destroy the old frequency in order for a new one to come in, right? You're seeing the destruction of the old frequencies now, right? I'm a part of the helping to destroy the old frequency, if you haven't noticed by now. No more Africa, no more black, no more any of this. These people will be like dinosaurs. These people, the black race, will be like the ancient man, or the what do you call them? The prehistoric man. Because an unveiling of a new race of so-called black people who will come back as a bright race or a solely intelligent race with children who are moving faster, stronger, smarter, right? Future leaders, that's coming into fruition gradually. And you're going to have a lot of the older black race, they're going to be against it because a lot of them are not going to be a part of that evolution. Okay? That's really going to take place. They're not going to be a part of that evolution. So what will happen is, like I said, because they're not focused in or they're not bringing in the future world, they're going to stop or they're going to try to stop it from coming in because they know a change is coming, an advancement in the future world. For those of you who don't know my name yet, for those of you who are brand new to listening to this broadcast, I am the intellectual 괘ᴜᴛᴜRᴇ, and this is State of Mental Radio. And tonight, we're talking about the new world that's coming in, the new planet, the new things that will be planted here in the future world, or the new world of the bright race, those who will evolve out of the black race. Because just as there's an evolution going on in the human race where they're going to condense or bring one people from the human race, no more white, no more Asian, no more Eastern, there'll only be one neutral person to move forward, and everybody will look the same, which is what they've been working for on this planet. The same thing is going to happen, or is supposed to happen, for the black race, where there'll be one new people. So there'll only be two sets of people, as it always was, a human race and an almond race on the planet. I'm going to take a call. 512, you're on air.
Hey, how you doing, brother? Sir, this is your boy Tway.
What you say now?
I said, how you doing, brother? This is Tway. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right. But I called, I was going to ask you a question, but I'm listening to you, man. You already answered it, on your example of evolution. You know what I'm saying? Because you're speaking on it real good, brother. I like that. But now I'm gonna give you a little, example of what I consider to be evolution. Like, take a ocean, a brand new ocean, when the earth was just created. The ocean was clean. You could see all the way to the bottom. It's fish. It's all kind of aquatic life, like you say, sea anemone, sharks, fish, octopus, aquatic apes, things of that nature, and then all of a sudden a chemical reaction happens. A volcano erupts, lava goes into the water, or oil spill goes into the water. Now the water is contaminated. And yeah, at first it's going to be a shock to the life that's in there, right? Many of the population of the original life that was there is going to die out. But then those other beings, or the ones that continue to live through the filth and the pollution, that's what evolution is. Like, they got to be able to survive through all the murky waters. Yeah, they know it wasn't what it was at first. It's dirty, it's disgusting. But they still managed to adapt to it, change, beast up. Now they look like different creatures. They might be a little uglier, sound a little different, but it's evolution. Evolution is taking place because these fish or these creatures in the water, they have no control over the environment. All they either going to die, survival of the fittest. That's what evolution is. That's what they always been trying to tell us. Like, that's even what you're saying. Even what you're saying is true. Like, you destroying the old frequency. That's old filth. You know what I'm saying? But you got to remember that that's the mainstream that we looking at. We know the mainstream, black, white, all of that politics. We know that that's polluted, but let's go look at this. Tell somebody where the other water is at. Tell somebody where the clean water is at, so we can breathe again. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Like, 'cause the evolution is real. Like, the black people, no, we're not trying to hold on to black, 'cause we know that was the term that was given to us. This was the language that was given to us. That's why we always switching it up. That's what we do. That we evolve from this, and we all understand. Like, the people that you speak on the music tip, like the dead people, Biggie, Pac, the people that these black people look up to, our youth, our community, the people that you speak of that's going to evolve into the bright race, they just want to be stars. Like, you're a solar being. You shining like the sun. Almond race, everybody's bright. Everybody want to be stars, so they're imitating what they consider star-like behavior. They know it's negative. That's why they feel guilt about it. That's why we feel bad about these things. But it's like all we doing is imitating to change the condition of we don't like what we living in right now. If we got to act a complete ass, be completely ignorant just to get our respect and royalty and be crowned as kings again, guess what? We're going to do that. We will do that. But at the same time, that doesn't make us ignorant. We just as intelligent as you. You have to listen. You can't just take the message that's being put out there as negative. You have to see the positive that's in the message that's being put out there, because these people that's sitting on top of it, that's getting all this respect out of everybody going to their concerts, living in this filthy world, they're the gods. They are getting respected for being raw at the moment until this whole world gets changed and cleaned up. That's what we're waiting for. But until then, we're going to do what we can to get our rightful positions of the almond race.
Oh yeah, let me say something. The way you're describing about going about it and talking about people acting the fool to get to, that's not going to get you there. You're actually like when you talk about these rappers or whoever you're talking about, the Biggies or whoever, they going now, and the reason why they're going is because they didn't play into the evolution or the part of the evolution, so they had to go. All you black men will say, well, hold on, let me finish. Hold on. Wait a minute, brother.
Only acting. It's not all the way real, bro.
Okay, brother, but hold on. The people, it's not for me to say. I'm saying the people who are not going to play into the part of the evolution, they're going to be gotten rid of. That's just how it's going to go. I mean, that's right. decided by the future race or the progeny that's controlling this thing, pulling it from the front. Understand something. This thing is being pulled from the future, not from the past and not from the present, not from 괞ᴜᴛᴜRᴇ. I'm following orders. I'm following instructions from a higher principality. I'm not worried about the white man or anybody else, because a lot of them are past and prologue. A lot of you black people that's in there that's still in this mindset who think y'all got to do that ignorance, y'all past and prologue too. I'm into the future, and it's being pulled from the front, not from the middle and not from the back. So, like I said, the people who are not playing a part in this thing in the future, the people who want to keep acting ignorant, the people who want to keep going, trying to go against this reception, the people who are trying to want to make it personal about me and whatnot. No, you can't make it personal about me. I'm saying you. I'm not saying you, but I'm saying anybody who's trying to do that, it's not me. It's going to happen regardless. Like I said, this is something that's being pulled from the front. continuously.
And you're right. You're right. And so, but I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna let you get back to your thing, man. You got to remember though, because you know what I'm saying, bright race, brown skin, black skin, whatever you want to call it. Remember that you're wearing this darkness, man. But you carry the light. You also carry the light within you. But don't get blinded by your own light, man. To where
you keep
where
making
you
it
can't
about
even
me.
see the path yourself. No, it's not about me. But look,
it's not about me. As you keep saying, don't. I do this. It ain't about me. I'm not important in this thing. I'm just living. I'm just living something out. All right. You keep saying me.
Just like
I'm living something out. I'm playing my position.
Me and you right now, we just two sides of a coin, back and forth. We saying the same goddamn thing, but you stuck on your side, and I'm over here. I'm stuck on my side. We're not disagreeing with nothing. We just two of the same. I mean, you intelligent, I'm ignorant. This was already planned out in the future for 괞ᴜᴛᴜRᴇ and ᴛᴏᴍᴇ to have this discussion, and this will be our last one. So, you know what I'm saying? Because I heard you, your conversation has switched. I like to hear what the bright race is doing. Now I can get on with my ignorance, and you can get back to your intelligence. You keep on speaking intelligent things, the ignorance will stay away from you. You was drawing, you was speaking ignorance. You was talking about ignorance. So the ignorance came to you. I knocked on your door, came, hollered at you, and let you know, hey, I wasn't as ignorant as you thought I was. Now let me get back to my stuff. You don't have to talk about the ignorance no more. We clear that up for everybody that's listening across the world. Bright race is going to shine, and the black people is going to die out, and whatever you said, it shouldn't happen. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is.
All right. Thank you, bro. Peace.
All right, bro, man. Yep.
Next call. 510.
Dude, what's up, bro?
What's going on, bro?
Oh, no, man. Hey, no disrespect to your callers, but, hey, brothers really need to go back after the show is over and it's downloaded. They really need to go back and listen to the show, because I'm telling you, man, it's some real ridiculousness coming from these brothers. Just even the brother that just got off the line, he said that we're gonna be ignorant and go and, like, he was talking about how the rappers act and all that, and we're gonna do that until we take our proper position. What the hell is that?
No, he was speaking for himself. He wasn't speaking for me. I'm sure he wasn't speaking for you. He's speaking for himself, and I respect what he just said, because at least he's speaking for himself. He ain't speaking for me. He's speaking for him. Yeah. And the brothers who like him, they already pretty much came to the mindset that they really not trying to, they smart enough to know that this is where they at in the world. That's it. They smart enough to know that this is where they are in the world, and that's it. And and that's cool. You know what I'm saying? That's where they are in the world.
I really hope that's his understanding of what he was saying. You understand what I hope that's his understanding of it. It just sounded so ridiculous, that I really don't think that he feels that way. I think he was more or less just like bowing out because he said you guys are agreeing, but it was just total no agreements at all. So I think he believes that he's really saying something of substance. His heart sounds like it's there, but man, they need to really just go back and listen to the show and listen to themselves. Maybe they'll see that what they're saying is really has no validity. Especially pertaining to the Mentalians. I'm just saying, anybody who comes on the show, please just go back and listen to the archives so you can hear yourself and see if what you're saying sounds right to you.
Logical.
Logical. Exactly. That's all I'm saying, bro.
Yeah. If it's on them to do that, like I said, people want to make it. It's not about me. They want to make me the object of it. Like I said, I'm helping to bring something in. I'm just playing my position and bringing something. I'm telling you what's going to happen and why they structuring things the way they are and why they going and they making space travel like a regular thing. They trying to make it a regular thing because they trying to get up out of here and they trying to restructure certain things. They'll go away for a time being. your elite, they'll go away. They're already on other planets. They're already structuring. They're structuring cities on other planets. So they'll go away and watch everything, a lot of stuff flood out, watch a lot of people die. And then when it's all done and said and done, they'll come back and they'll restructure that way.
Yeah.
A lot of them are going to come back and restructure that way. You understand? Because they're going to give the people the people on the planet time to die out, because they know there has to be a massive destruction, and a lot of lives got to be lost in order for, when the frequency hits this planet, it's going to go into a few. Because what happens when you got so many people on the planet that's pulling so much energy? What happens? The energy is divided and the people are weaker. But if you have lesser people on the planet, then that means you're going to produce a stronger race of people. Mm-hmm. Because the energy is going to be focused, or it's going to be concentrated on those few. So they're going to become smarter. They're going to become faster. They're going to become this and that. They're going to become like a race of supermen and superwomen, because that's what the Omni or the Almond beings are. They will travel off of the planet and set up different systems and things like that. A lot of your white men, the ones who are going to go on these other planets, they're going to get trapped out of this planet, and they're not going to come back for a long time. A lot of them are going to die off. They're going to leave a lot of the mixed race humans here, right? And they're going to try to assume roles and set up and restructure a government themselves. All that's coming.
Hey, so Nubin, I'm gonna ask you a question, and I'm not trying to be funny or nothing.
No,
but okay. Just in case people don't understand exactly why you're sharing this. What does this have to do with the beings of the future coming out of the bright race? What does all this have to do? Why are you sharing this with us?
Well, like I said, because it's supposed to cause an evolution, a mental evolution in the people, to snap our people out of what they're doing. The ones of our people who are supposed to be part of the elect that's talked about in your revelation, is supposed to snap them out. It's the whole point of hearing a message, is to wake the people up. Because these people, like I said, a lot of our people still under this mindset. They walking around like zombies, thinking that this system is going to still be in place. They're going to be taken care of. Things are going to be all right. And like I said, the ones of the people who need to hear this reality of that, they're going to prepare themselves, and they're going to take their minds out of this in order to be into the future world, or to focus into the future world and start to continue on forward.
And that's the preparation, as opposed to a so-called revolutionary preparation also.
Yeah, it's an evolution. That's the preparation of an evolutionary move forward, because if you got people like, for example, if you got people who are used to this society and Section 8 and welfare and all this other stuff and all the creature comforts they get in this, a job or whatever they getting in this society, then when this society goes down or anything happens here, like I said, that means that's the end of them too, because their mind doesn't work outside of that system.
Wow, yeah, man.
So when I'm trying to get our people's minds to work out or beyond this system, you understand? I'm trying to get our people's jump started mentally to work or think beyond this system, because there's going to come a time where this system is not going to exist anymore. Just as a time was when it wasn't here, is a time when it won't be here. The only things that's continual. The only thing that's continual is things that were never started in the first place.
Damn. Yeah, man, that's cold, bud. Hey, man, I'm enjoying the show, man. Thanks a lot, man. I'll talk to you later.
All right, bro. Thank you.
Okay, peace.
Peace. All right. 917.
Yes, greetings, brother.
Greetings, Denzier. Brother Denzier from New York City. State of Mentel, brother, Mentelian, future race, brother. How you doing? Bright race, brother. What's going on?
I'm good, brother. I'm having an understanding of everything you're saying to me, brother, and to the people. And I wanted to address the call before, the one that just called. I don't have nothing against him, but I see he has good intentions. You understand? I see good intentions. He wants you to reach everyone. I mean, that's like, it's impossible for you to reach everyone, because some people are, all right, the majority of people are on the submental plane. So, I mean, I don't know if he's caught in his ways or he can't see that, but, I mean, he has good intentions, but at the same time, he has to realize that a lot of people don't want that change. You understand? And you shouldn't limit the way you talk or be more lenient in your message, because of what people feel or the message, how you're delivering it. Because at the end of the day, it will resonate with people. It will resonate with people by you just being raw and uncut, direct. So my whole thing is this, like, to the brother, I mean, you can't get pissed. I mean, you can't get emotional because he doesn't want to be lenient. You understand? You have to understand that he delivered the message. People heard it. He was direct, and people accepted. Some people won't, and that's it. You understand, Nuben, my brother?
Yeah.
Doing a wonderful job. Like, you understand? You changing people's lives. You understand? You understand? I mean, at the end of the day, I'm sorry, I need to cut you. At the end of the day, whether he don't like it, I mean, I have nothing against him. I just want him to realize that he's being someone that I think that he should do. You're gonna reach certain people because they're caught in their ways, and I mean they want to hear it. No, I wasn't caught in my ways. I used to listen to rap and all, but then I see no significance in me listening to it. You understand? There was no reason for me to listen to it. You understand? I seen that it kept me on a submental plane. I started evolving mentally. You understand? And it's just based on the person. And if they don't want to evolve, then it's up to them. But he has to realize that you can't reach everybody. You understand? And this is mentality. It's inevitable.
Well, let me say this. It was never the point to reach everybody. It's not the Nation of Islam. Understand something. This ain't I know you already know. You in the state of mentality. You a member. You already know. This ain't the Nation of Islam. We're not trying to save the black race. That's
exactly.
not, and I said we trying to resurrect or raise the bright race. And I said I dropped these bombs like this on the black race to bring out the bright race, to bring them out from amongst the black race. The black race, most of the people who will listen to this message, they not going to do nothing anyway. They're not going to be part of it. It's not for them. So don't listen. You know what I'm saying? It's not for you. It's for a elect group of people. I've been saying this from day one. I don't hate anybody. It's not about nothing personal. It's about bringing out a people. If people don't like to hear what's being said, don't listen. You're free to turn off the radio broadcast. Don't listen to me no more. That's the beautiful thing about your current so-called freedom here in the society. You don't have to listen to me, like I said, but the evolution is going to take place regardless. There's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing the white man can do about it. It's nothing the black man can do about it. It's nothing that nobody can do about it. The white man already know. That's why he's making these movies showing his cities in ruins. He's making these movies showing the damn Statue of Liberty in the damn water, right? Knocked down. Yep. He's showing you this stuff. He's showing you the White House being. He's showing you all this stuff. That's not just entertainment. Why? Who's putting that in his head to do that? What's being generated? Who's generating those images in his head to do that? It's not just him thinking that up. These are what you're seeing him put on movies is future revelation coming out. What you're seeing him putting on the screen is the Book of Revelation coming out. These are all things to come. You understand? Because it means another world is coming in. A future world is coming in order for a future world to come in. And hell, he's going to even be a part of destroying his own world. He's going to be a part of the big deconstruction program himself. The white man, he's going to help him and do the will of the arming beings, which is to destroy a lot of his old structure and bring in the new world. That's why, like I said, George Bush kept talking the new world order, the new world order. They weren't talking about them.
You're absolutely right.
They weren't talking about them. They know something. They know a new people coming in. They already know that. You understand? They already know a new people coming in. They already know they're going to raise up. They're going to choose to raise another group of people because, like I said, they're looking for the best conductors. They're going to be looking for the best conductors that's going to live out their message here on Earth. That's who they're looking for. They're looking for the original conductors, the ones who were the superconductors, and the superconductors are going to be brought out of the black race. You understand? The people whose vision and their mental capability is going to be advanced above everybody else because our people were the ones who were put here or manifested here through intelligence, through a biological order and structure. So it would make sense that you would pick these people as future conductors. Not everybody, the majority of the people in the black race, they're burnt out. It's nothing for them. They're not going to be the ones that bring forth the new technology, or what they refer to in Egypt as the 괜ᴜᴛᴜ. They're not going to be the ones who bring forth the new technology, the new world, be enhanced. Because too many of our people are burning off of that light. Too much energy is being burnt off of that light. And the black man is wasting time in the club smoking weed, partying, getting drunk, because it's just a waste of energy or solar energy that's going into people who are doing nothing with it. So they're going to just go ahead and destroy the majority of those people.
You're absolutely right, brother. I just, you know what it is with me? I'm not going to hold you too long. My whole thing is this, like, the brother sounds very intelligent and he's very knowledgeable, but at the same time, it's like, I mean, you can't, I want him to understand, I want him to understand that you can't reach everybody. And I mean, sometimes, like you said, you got to be direct and you got to put pressure. That's it. So, I mean, Nuben brother, you're doing a wonderful job. Continue. And I'm gonna let you get back to your broadcast, okay?
Thank you, brother.
Yes, man. All right. Take care,
brother. Brother 괜ᴜᴛᴜRᴇ, member of the state of Mintel. Take another call before we play a little bit of music. 512.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm ATX from ATX. I'm speaking for ATX. How are you?
All right.
What I'm asking, all right, so you're almond or a light race, is that what you're telling me?
Have you been listening to the broadcast?
Yeah, I've been listening to you, and I've been listening to you for quite a while now.
You said the light race?
Yes.
I said the bright race, not the light race.
The light race, same thing.
No, it's not the same thing. No, it's not. Because when you say, I'm going to say this, because when you say that, what that denotes is from the ignorant people that hear that, they're going to think I'm talking about light skin and dark skin. That's what the ignorant people are going to think. When I say bright, I'm talking about a solar intelligent race of people. It has nothing to do with light skin and dark skin. All right? This is a frequency that's coming through to a certain people. Hold on. This is a frequency that's coming through to a certain people. All right? And frequency travels and produces a light. And it produces intelligence or a generated image in the minds of certain people. Certain people are not going to be on that frequency to get it. That's the bright race I'm talking about. That's why I say bright denotes intelligence.
So intelligent, yeah, bright. Okay, I get that now. Okay. Thank you for clearing that up for me. Okay, so are you trying to call black people ignorant, not of the bright race?
I said that the bright race is coming out of the black race. And I said, yeah, your black race is ignorant. Look at what the black race is doing today. I said you got let me finish. I said that the black race denotes a people who are in darkness or in ignorance. It has nothing to do with skin complexion or color. When they call us people black, hold on, let me finish. You keep interrupting. When I'm talking about a black race, I'm talking about a people who were called black because you were in a state of ignorance. You were in religion. You were following the white man. You were following all these other trends and customs of the white man. And now that's going to come to an end because these people are cutting away, and they're going to go into a state of evolution within themselves, and they're going to leave the so-called black race behind. Once they take down these current structures, these current governments that are here, there's going to be no system or structure for the black man to follow anymore, and you're going to be forced, and the black woman, you're going to be forced to survive based on your own intelligence. And based on that, a lot of y'all not going to make it. That's what's going to breed a bright race out of the black race.
Excuse me, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
All right, so I guess you could say in this ignorant world, what color would you be?
In this ignorant world?
Yeah.
I would be my skin complexion would be brown, not black.
Brown,
and I travel through an ignorant world. I'm not part of the ignorant world.
Well, to ignorant people, I guess you could say
I'm not interested in ignorant people.
African American.
I'm not interested in it. Listen, ignorant people. I'm not interested in ignorant people. Ignorant people are dead. Ignorant people are dead people. Okay? That's what ignorant people are. They're dead people. They don't matter. In the future world we're going into, it's about intelligent people. The age of information is dead. We're going into the age of intelligence. If you black men can't make it, and you black women can't make it, you so-called, and you're not going into that evolutionary state of a bright man, a bright woman, a solar intelligent being, then y'all finished, man. That's it.
But what I'm telling you is that we're not finished. We're still here. We're not going anywhere, and we're still getting it. We're not going anywhere. And I am black. I'm not afraid to believe that.
You want to believe that?
I'm letting you
that's
know
fine.
that we're getting money.
You want to believe that?
And we are of the bright race. I don't think you're of the bright race. You're not of the bright.
Okay, goodbye. You're not of no bright race. You following the white man. You are not of no bright race.
I'm not following. I'm not following any white man because I don't listen.
You didn't even hear what I said about black. You didn't even hear what I said about the black race. You didn't even understand nothing.
To the law that we listen to white men.
What
you
now?
listen to white men. If you listen to the law, I don't listen to the law. So
yeah,
therefore,
you listen to the law.
But
if you didn't listen, you listen, black man. All right, don't do that.
I'm not black man. Remember ATX.
I'm brown. Okay, that's fine. Go and be a black man and go ATX.
Brown.
Go, okay, right, brown, black man. Fine.
Okay.
Go. What you do? I'm gonna tell you what you do. We are focused on the future. We're not interested in the black man or the white man.
I'm focused on the future too because my future is bright. I am of the bright race.
I'll tell you what. You go and you set up your radio show. Okay, you go and set up your radio show. Don't call my radio show. Go set up your radio show and do your
thing. I'm not trying to disrespect you on your radio show.
You set up here and said, real. You set up here, and you said that, you didn't hear nothing I said. You talking about we still here as the black race, and I said, I just told you that the word black denotes ignorant. They called our people black.
How is it ignorant, but we're still bright. We're still here.
Yeah, you're still not getting it. You're still not getting it. You don't even. How are you gonna be part of the bright race and you don't even understand what's being said here?
How are you gonna be a part of the bright race and you don't even know everything? You don't know everything.
Wait a minute. There is no such thing as a black and bright race together. There's a separation in the two. There is no black man being a bright man. You're either of the black race or the bright race.
There is no black man being a bright man. In this world, you would be called African American.
I don't give a damn. This world is finished. This world is finished.
Okay. Well, in this next world, you would be called an African American.
I don't give a damn. It don't matter. You still think you in America somewhere?
Your grandparents.
Look, bro. Look,
it's black. They're black. They're African American, is what I'm telling you.
All right. Thank you, brother. Goodbye. Because you don't even know what you're talking about. Like I said, we're not even having the same conversation. All right. Goodbye. See, there go the black man. There you go. This is the black man think they're gonna survive into the future. There you go. Don't all you ATX guys and whatnot, whatever. Like I said, go set up your radio show somewhere. And you go and teach the black race. Why are you listening to my radio show trying to marry your madness, your black madness into what I'm trying to tell my people about the future? That's what I'm focused on. I'm not interested in what because he starts off saying, to the ignorant people, you would be considered black. Do I care about ignorant people? Obviously not. I'm not going to continue these conversations. Like I said, you black men, y'all want to still be black, and you talking about y'all still here, not even listening to what you're saying. I'm going to start just cutting y'all off. I ain't got time for foolishness. Y'all coming up here playing goddamn games. Knock it off. Take another call. 682.
Hey, what's going on, brother?
What's going on?
My name is Kofi. I'm calling from Texas. I was listening to the show and listening to the other brother who had just called, and I didn't catch the beginning of the show, but I understand what you're talking about, and people don't understand this. In the beginning, there was no such thing as black and white. That was a color that was created by the white man to separate the two, especially in the mind, because everything they put in the dictionary from black is a negative thing. We are not absolutely black or white or African or none of that. We are all human beings, divine beings of energy, having a human experience on this earth.
Well, let me stop you there. That's not what we teach in the state. That's not what we teach in the knowledge of intellect. We teach that there's the human race, which is your white man, your East Indian, and your Chinese, and then there's your almond race. Hold on, let me finish. Which is your almond race, which is your so-called quote-unquote Negro or black race. We are two different people. We're not the same as the white man, the East Indian, and the Chinese. We are totally different species of people. First of all, that's what we teach in 2013 and going forward. We are the almond race, not the human race. Secondly,
I understand that.
Okay, because you said we having some human experience. Yeah, I agree with you about that. We having an ignorant human experience here because we sitting here thinking we human. We sitting here thinking we black. And like I said, as a people who are breaking away from these things, who are waking up logically and seeing that we're not the same as these people, that we are, the reason why we've been treated as outcasts here and why we're not even being considered as a black race in the future world is because a lot of our people still want to be in that black mentality in darkness. I said the black race will go away as soon as this system is taken down. As soon as the system is taken down, as soon as there's no more welfare for the black man, as soon as there's no more Section 8 for the black woman, as soon as there's no more jobs for them, what's going to happen?
It's going to be madness in this world.
Exactly. You know what you're going to see? You know what you're going to see? You're going to see on a mass level of hysteria in this country. You're going to see the damn black man and black women acting like savages, just like a lot of them was doing over there in New Orleans and Haiti. You're going to see that on a massive scale, and they're waiting for that. See, the white man and then the ones who are in a state of evolution, they already got they system set up, they new system set up, and it don't include the damn black man and black woman. That's why I'm trying to tell the black man, look, man, we moving on from beyond that. We thinking beyond this system. You black men talking, oh, we ain't going nowhere. Y'all getting ushered the hell up out of here. You don't even see it. You going back into slavery. A lot of you black men are going back into the prison system. You going into slavery. You going back into bondage. A lot of y'all getting shot down by the police, getting shot down. Y'all just targets for the human race right now. I don't care if they Mexican, white, whatever. Y'all just targets right now. That's what's about to happen. That's happening right now.
Absolutely. I believe that. You know, I do. I believe that I am not of the human race myself, so I know what you're talking about. You know, there's three sets. You got the cosmic beings, the Almond. You got the humans and mankind. You know, humans people to me is the people of the earth. Mankind is the more crazy white folks for themselves, and then you got the Almond race like us. So I understand that. I like you. I like where you coming at, brother. I like the show. You know, say, calm it down.
You first started off saying we was all human. Didn't you first start off saying we was all human?
No, but I'm just saying because we all are here on this physical form on this earth. I don't care what you might think he is. I mean, that's cool. But right now, you piss, shit, eat the same way that everything else on this earth right now.
So because you do bots, so what you're telling me is we all human then?
No. Some of us are trapped in a human body on this physical form. Now your mind, your mentality is where your real being is. Either you got that crystallized consciousness or you got the consciousness of human or mankind. And the ones that got the higher consciousness are going to be the ones rising. That's why we're coming out of this shell. That's why we're transforming. That's why we're evolving. And the ones that don't have that certain mind, they're going to stay where they at. They're going to be trapped in this physical form, in this human experience. Now,
that's going to be the majority of the black race. That's all.
Exactly.
That's going to be the majority of the black race, the 2/3. That's going to be the 2/3.
White race, Mexicans.
White race, they going to be here too. They ain't going nowhere. The majority of them, they going too. They going too. The white man, look, the white man don't care. The elite white men, they don't care about the white race or the black. They don't care about that. They thinking about their family. They thinking about creating their own next world. They blew past all that. They the ones, like I said, the black man want to come and get proud. And I'm like, you ain't got no reason to be, the black man got no reason to be proud because he's totally dependent on the white man. If this thing was to fold tomorrow, like I said, the black man going to be in the damn street acting like a savage, along with the white man. They're going to be in the street acting like savages, a lot of them. It's only going to be a few people who are going to pull together and mentally be able to go separate themselves and build and protect themselves and be able to live continuously off the land and build another structure. Those are the people that are going to be all right. Those are the people that are going to survive or move forward into the future. The rest of these people, like I said, it's a wrap for them because you already see the level of intelligence you're dealing with just from this show.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right about that. I have, but, That's open opinions for people. That's who they are. That's some people ain't ready for this information. Some people gonna stay where they at. You know what I'm saying? That includes friends and family.
Well, that's fine. That's fine. Whatever. Thanks for calling in, brother.
All right, brother.
All right.
Peace and love.
Peace. 917, you're on the air.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello, Brother Nubin.
Yes.
Hey, Brother Nubin, this is Brother Kayi. I just want to tell you that me and several of my friends over here, we've been watching the show, and I just think it's really a shame that some of these people are listening to the show and they're really not buying the books. They're not getting the CDs. You know, I'm going to go ahead and make a donation today. I'm going to make a donation, me and some of my colleagues. I'm going to start with a donation of $75,000 today, because I think that this information needs to be disseminated all across the United States. There are a lot of other brothers over here that are from Africa and different places, and they need to get the materials as well. And I just want to encourage everybody that's on the show to really contribute, because what this brother is bringing to us is unprecedented. There's so many people, so many brothers that are locked up. There's so many brothers that are incarcerated, and there's so many people that need to get this message. And we also do a lot of outreach work, Brother Nubin, where we're going to be sending about 1,000 of your CDs and stuff over to a lot of the brothers in Rikers Island and also some of the other prisons. There are a lot of brothers in Angola that have been able to kind of get, whenever they can get on the line, they can get like about 10 minutes of your show, and they really like it. And I just want to get as many people involved and encourage all you brothers, if you guys really are about the bright race and really interested in promulgating all this information, to start contributing, and not just start contributing with negative comments, because that incendiary stuff really doesn't do anything for anybody. You know, that's what's kept a lot of these so-called black people down, you know, and we need to start moving into that higher consciousness like Brother Nubin has been telling us about the bright rays. And I just want to say thank you, Brother Nubin, and I'm actually sitting here with about 30 other people, and they're all loving the show. So, you know,
thank you, brother.
Keep up the good work, brother.
Thank you very much. All right. Well, next call, 757. 757.
Ooh, boy. All right. Yeah, this is a good one, too, where I'm over here in tears. Let me go ahead and start with the revelation that I had, Brother Nubin, is the revelation, the epiphany that came to me for this tonight's show is that black people, black men, as far as from some of the comments, they're what came to my mind was non-conductive. You know what I'm saying? They're fighting because I think they're realizing that they don't have a conductivity, and that they're not receiving, and you know that there is a future that is going to be included without that mentality that they're carrying. And so I just had the revelation of, you know, people being, you know, magnetized or, you know, conductive or receiving, then they're being people that are just not conductive. And what that happening is the ones that are conductive, they draw together, and the ones that's not conductive, they get flushed. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no use.
Yeah.
You know? And the other part, I think, you know, when you was building earlier, people didn't catch the main thing that I caught was the magnetism. You know, when you were speaking about the future and all, and I didn't hear any of the other callers really catch on to that particular point. And if people would take some time and understand magnetism and, you know, take their time and understand the properties of drawing elements and things together, that true alchemy, then, you know, then they can actually picture what the future will hold for them, you know. So that was, you know what I'm saying, that was my add-on.
Oh, well, let me say this. The people who don't have the ability to think into the future are the people who obviously are not a part of it. Like I said, when the black man comes up here and he's struggling with these things that's being said, or he's fighting with it, and it's just not flowing through him, or the black sister that come up here, it's not flowing through them. Like I said, obviously they're not a part of the future. Because if you are a part of the future, then the intelligence will flow through you, and you will see a steady stream or an alignment or an alignmental procession going through you where it just seems natural and it seems logical, and it's just a steady stream that's flowing through, and you're going to start walking into it. You're going to start erasing a lot of the things out of your mind visually, and you're going to start being able to receive this reception that's coming through. But for the people who are of the black race, who are still in darkness, who are still stuck in that mind frame, like I said, they don't exist in the future. There's no future them. That's why they're going to fight against the future. I said that. Same with the white man. He come up here and do the same thing. They do that because they know they don't exist in the future. But like I said, and to a people, even like I said, beyond death, because I said that for the almond race, there really is no such thing as death, because we always going to come back through our bloodline. You understand? Because we are an omni people, because the word almond and omni is the same thing. Ever present, ever potent, always present, always potent, always here. We're constantly coming back because we were constantly moving forward in our level of intelligence. We were constantly moving forward in generating intelligence. So those conductors go nowhere. They are superconductors that are built to last continuously, even beyond this physical shell. So we're going to be receiving as a group, and it won't just be me that's in a high form of frequency. I'm just one of the first that's on full reception. We're going to start receiving collectively, and we're going to start bringing these new things in. We're going to produce smarter children. We're going to mate differently. And to the sister who said, oh, there's diet pills out there like this already, no, there's no diet pills where you can swallow a pill and your fat will be gone in less than 24 hours or 12 hours. That's going to happen. That's going to be produced. You understand? They're already working on, like I said, when they put that out in the movies, when they put out plane, when they're going to show you planes and things like that, that'll be able to disappear, right, into and disappear into the sky and whatnot, or disappear into open doorways and whatnot in the atmosphere and come out on the other side. They're going to be doing all that. All this is going to be interdimensional travel. They're going to be doing all that. All that's coming. Interdimensional travel, future travel, just as we're able to think into the future and see things in the future. We'll be able to walk through it. We'll be able to construct things. We'll be able to go backwards into the future. We'll be able to do all of these things that are coming.
Yeah, man. What? Let me get your add on this one. All right. You know how we got time zones, right?
Mhm.
All right. What would you consider like the first time zone? Now, I mean, I asked this question to ask the second one also, and then I'm gonna let you answer. Like, would you consider the first time zone already in the future, because there's different time zones where they say it's this time there and this time here? You know what I'm saying? And then, if it's that time there, by the time it gets to you, then it's already future already there. You know what I'm saying? It's already, designed and already going in that direction. I just want to get you, that's something I meditate on sometimes. So I just wanted to get somebody's feedback on that.
Well, in the future, the time zones are going to be, it's not going to be any more zone, because a zone denotes a separation, right? This is what a zone denotes. There's going to be no time zone. Everything's going to collapse into one line, all right? Certain people, right, who are geared up toward that, right, certain people are not going to be able to move in that line, but everything is going to pretty much collapse into one timeline. That's what when you see people start talking about time travel and things like that, where those previous zones were, they're going to start to be erased, right? Because how are you able to travel where there's walls? You either have to walk through them or break the zones, or you're going to have to erase them or knock the zones down altogether.
Do you consider the ones now, do you consider those false anyway? I mean, I kind of consider those false, the time zones that they already have, like, I figure that's like some type of construct that was never, part of our psyche, or something that was.
No, they're real now. They're very real now. But as the sun, as the planet starts to speed up, as a lot of the people go off of the planet, then the time zones won't be necessary anymore. They're going to start to erase. In other words, you'll be able to, like I said, telepathy and all of these capabilities, these psychometry and all that, being able to have remote viewing into other worlds and things like that is only possible when the lines are erased. You understand? Certain people are going to be able to see certain things into the future because there are no walls, there are no barriers.
No doubt. All right, man. You know what? For the I just got to say this and I'm gonna fall back. For the black people, the ones that is non-conductive and you ain't getting it, just fall back. And for the bright ones, you know what I'm saying? I want to hear from y'all. You know what I'm saying? Call up here and show the brother that there's some real intelligence out there. I appreciate it, but I'm going to fall back. Make me out.
All right.
All right.
All right. Okay. Well, I want to play a little bit of music before I want to play a little bit of music, and I will be right back. I see you, 682. I'm going to take your call when I come back. Give me a minute. All right. In the future world, there'll be no more black and white and all these different races. There'll only be two, human and almond. They're going to, like I said, there'll be the human race and there'll be your almond race. Your human race and your almond race. This is how your human race is going to look, your future humans. Your future humans are going to have black hair. The blonde hair will be faded out. They're going to have black hair. They're going to have a tint to their skin, somewhat like the East Indians, right? And they're going to carry a little bit of a slant to their eye, not much. You're going to not be able to tell what your humans are. They're not going to belong to no one racial group. They'll all be under one name, human. That's it. And then your almond race, right? Your almond race or your future black race, who are no longer going to use the name black, your almond race, they are going to have a reddish brown skin. Their skin is going to become more redder with the heat of the sun. Their skin is going to become reddish or more of a reddish brown, right? Even the lighter skin or beige complexion people, because it's all one complexion, from beige to brown is going to become reddish, right? And that will be a reddish, huey, like a reddish hue type of tan, or a reddish, a rich reddish tan, right? So this is what the future ones of our people look like. They'll have still a higher or hair that's growing into the air naturally. It'll soften up a little bit. It'll soften up, but it'll still grow into the air, right? A lot of your black men will cease to have facial hair, right? So-called black men going into bright men will cease to have facial hair. This will be the birth of your elect ones, right? They will become more advanced mentally, right? Some of them will take flight. Some of them will fly. Some of them will activate or be able to activate that levitational lift, the same lift that is what your hair works on, a levitational lift. Some of them will be able to take flight, right? They will pick up where they left off in that in the developing of their physical capabilities. Some of them will think faster, right? There's no coincidence, like I said, that your white man keeps showing you the human race. He keeps saying we're all one. Notice he says that. We're all one. We're all one. We're all one. I put up a flyer one time where it says the human race, and he had the white man represented, the East Indian, the Asian, because he's saying that they are the human race. So he will try to combine those three races into one, and that will be it. There will be no different races, right? And the white man kept on saying, he'll put people up here and say, oh, I wish we was all the same, or we all human. They trying to do, the reason why they keep saying that we all the same is because they want really one type of people here. And that one type of people that I described will represent the human race. There will be no more black. There will be no more white. There will be the human beings and the almond beings. That's it. So all the people that are still stuck in the race, they're going to be done. All right? There's not going to be any more gods and devils, right? Religion will be a thing of the past. That's why they made the movie The Book of Eli, right? When all the cities were destroyed and you had people setting up places in certain desert cities and things like that before the reconstruction in the building, right? When all the systems were going, when there was no more monetary and things like people had to trade again, before the system is rebuilt, right? Before it's restructured, right? People are going to go through a stage of darkness, ignorance, while those who are intelligent, those who are open for reception will start to thrive. Those who are open to that light will start to receive it. Right now, your elite, your white men, certain ones of your white men, they've already started the evolution within this revolutionary world that they live in. They've started an evolution amongst themselves. Your so-called Illuminati and these people, they are your bright leaders, or your artificial bright leaders, I should say, not the natural ones. But they know the natural ones are coming. That's why I said in the book of Revelation, and I keep making reference to that, not because I care about the Bible, because a lot of people take the Bible as some religious book, when a lot of it, the Revelation is actually a futuristic book talking about things that are to come. It's a futuristic book. And it's talking about a people who will come. They refer to them as gods, angels, all this other stuff, just people, advanced people. And they will set the judgment right back on this planet. They're going to put the judgment back here, or straighten out the minds of the people who they're going to allow to move forward. And through them, they will let loose new technologies. When they use the word diet, right, when they talk about diet, right, notice that it sounds almost the same as deity, right? Diet, deity, right? It's no coincidence, because you always see the frame of the deities or the advanced people as lean. You see them as lean. You see them as in shape, right? Now, what do people do when they go on a diet? They're attempting to get in shape to be lean. So you're trying to follow after the order of those advanced people, right? That's the whole point. The whole point is to produce a perfect people, right? Physically and mentally, produce a perfect people. It's already in the so-called black woman. When she's trying to produce a perfect being, she'll try to go into the physical side of it and get a man who's good looking and whatnot. His genes are okay, right? But now she's going to start looking for one who is intelligent to breed with as well, to bring a new life into the world, because she needs his mental DNA. She's going to have that command generated into her head, where she'll start looking for men. The future woman, the bright woman, will start looking for men based on intelligence, not just looks, but intelligence, so that she can bring in, through her physical seed, she can bring in an intelligent new race of people through his mental seed. She carries the physical seed, he carries the mental seed, right? So that they can be the ones to seed the earth with new and advanced people, mentally advanced people, right? They're going to take on a different look. This is the beginning right here in this broadcast. This is the beginning. This is the evolution right here. This is the black evolution right here, meaning we are evolving from black race, those in darkness to those who are in the bright light, or those who are enlightened. We're going through our enlightening period right now, and it will continue, right? The beginning of this future world, or the burnout of this last world, will take from now to 2050, because that denotes, as I said, 120 years from the time 1930 to where the first bright man came on the scene, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, right, all the way out into 2050, right? This is where you'll see a total decimation of this current system that you see set up right now. You'll see the rising of a new society, a new system set up. But see, the problem is the black man, they don't see that coming through them, and that's because it's not going to come through you. Y'all don't know who the elect are in the book of Revelation. Even your Israelites say that. They know that when they say they know it's going to come from amongst Israel, Israel is just another name for black people. They know that a new race of people, because if you notice in the word Israel, you see the word, and they say the whole word out, it's Israel light. Light. Denoting what? Bright or intelligent people. Right? Those who have the light. Those who come back in tune, come out of the stage of black people, meaning people in darkness, and those who are going to evolve into a bright race. A people who will bring a new technology on the planet. A people who will lay out a new blueprint for the planet. As going to be as it will be dictated to them from the future. Because as I said, in intellectual law, intelligence streams from the future into the present and into the past, not the other way around. Not from the past like a lot of these so-called Negroes is doing, where they go and they looking into the past to try to get what the ancient ancestors did and learn some secrets. They didn't know nothing back then. They was taught. They would send messages generated from the future. As I said, intelligence flows from the future. From those future beings are ascendants, the ones who've already made it and who are still moving and still advancing continuously. The omnipresent or the omnipotent, referred to as Amen, right? Because it's all the same word, Amen, Omni. It's the same thing. Those continuous ones, those intelligent, highly intelligent beings who were referred to as deities or gods, sending intelligence from the future into the present, into the past. However, we in this present state of now, the timeline is broken. The timeline is broken. And some of us, well, one of us, and those who will work with the one will try to repair the pipeline. We will try to repair or bring an alignment back to the line, back to that steady flow, to start the steady flow of mental procession coming from the future into the past, into the present, and back into the past. It's supposed to be one stream of procession without lines, without barriers, without blind spots, without zones. Right? This is real. Let me see. I don't think I took this call. 682?
Hey, this is Kofi again, brother. We already spoke. And
we spoke? Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you, brother. All right. Thank you. All right. The technologies that are brought on the earth are going to be magnified, right? They're going to be magnified. There's no coincidence the word magnify and magna is the same, meaning that it's going to be 1,000 times greater, right? Meaning that the technology is going to be 1,000 times greater, right? And it's going to force the intelligent ones of the people to bring it out. But these new levels or these new technologies cannot be brought out with so many people here. They can't be brought out with so many people here with different divisions. It should only be two people because it was only two sets of people from the beginning. This whole black race, white race, yellow race, whatever, brown race, all that's confusion. There's only two races, your human race and your almond race, right? The black people that still think they part of the human race, like I said, you keep on saying that, and you'll keep on, like I said, when the white man told our people years ago that we wasn't human, we wasn't part of the human race, that was the almond beings sending that message through them. When they was calling us 3/5 of man and whatnot, well, what was the other 2/3? Right? 3/5 of man, what was the other 2%? What was the other 2%? Right? That was the almond beings sending that through the white man, letting them know that we weren't the same as they were. They was letting you know that. They was using them as messengers to wake our people up when they was hanging the black man off of the tree or killing the black man to let you know that these are not your people. See, because the black man's slow to get it. Right? The black woman's slow to get it. But the bright race, we got it. Got it. And we're living this as a way of life. Mentellect came to raise the bright race from amongst the black race. It came to separate. This is the continuation of all the knowledge that came to raise our people mentally so that we can start receiving again, so we can be the ones to bring the new technology, just as we brought the 괶ᴜᴛᴜ or the technology back in the ancient world. As we built the first cities and things like that, now it has to continue. We built these cities and these worlds for thousands of years, so now the continuation has to go on. The paradigm has to change, but we have to change as well in order to bring in these technologies, in order to become those people who are deities or whatever you call yourself, advanced people. Because all those terminologies of gods and deities, God and all, and devil, all that's going out with our people. It's time for our people to grow up mentally. It's time for our people to walk to the forefront and start being producers. Right? That's why the coming of an intelligence community or a mentellectual community one that is beyond intellect, had to be produced. It's no coincidence that when we are promoting our conferences, babies, women who are walking by, black women who are walking by with their little babies, they come to our table and they taking flies off of our table. Brothers will bear witness that little babies are snatching flies out of our hands. They studying us. They looking at the babies, little girls, little boys studying us and looking at us because that's the future. They know that we represent the future. This is point one. And moving forward, this is the break. This is the break that we've been waiting for. The door is open. Those of our people who still want to stay in the old ways, who still want to be aligned with the black race and everything else, the white race and all that. And like I said, this is for the black race, for the white race. And like I said, it's not a shot at anybody. It's just that we have to move on. Right? We have to move on. Right? We have to move on as a people. This African thing, the ones who still want to be Pan-African, black power, the ones who can't hear this message, it's not meant for you to hear it. It's the same way as trying, like I said, it's the same way as trying to explain to somebody, to go back in time and explain to somebody on a horse and carriage and a buggy about a Mercedes-Benz in the future. To the person whose mind is not locked into that present state, he could understand a car. He could be the one to see the car in the future. But the person whose mind's locked into the horse and the carriage and buggy, he's not going to get it. So that's why I don't even bother to explain this anymore, because I say it and too many people get it. But the ones who don't, I can't waste my time. I'm not trying to be mean to anybody. But we have to start producing. We're building as a state of Mentel, as a Mentelian race, as a new and future advanced people. We are on that realm, and we are living this life in this world of mentellect. So don't bring your black madness to us. We don't want to hear it. We're not interested. Those of our people who are looking to move forward and evolve out of the black race, this state of Mentel has come for you. This state of Mentel, this new race of Mentelians, the bright race, the solar intelligent beings, the ones who are having themselves or being turned on mentally and physically to start the transformation, right? Because as I told that brother before, I said we're not interested in what the ignorant say. Ignorant people are dead people. So we don't listen to dead people. We don't hear dead people, right? We only hear intelligent, live people. That's all we care about. We don't hear ignorant white people. We don't hear ignorant black people. We don't hear ignorant people with no matter what shade they come in. All we doing is focusing on the future. We focusing on our children, our grandchildren, our great-great-grandchildren, and we are changing ourselves to produce or put out better children, to put out a better progeny. That's it. That's it. We actually see ourselves in the future. Because if you can see yourself in the future, then you will change yourself. You will modify yourself to receive future thought. But obviously the black man and the black woman don't want to modify themselves. They happy with the way things are. They're not trying to change. They saying things like, we here to stay. Oh, really? Keep believing that. You keep believing that. Right? You keep on believing that you're here to stay. I think with the advent of AIDS, with the advent of killings and hangings and all kind of other stuff that go on, with the advent of prisons, right? I think other people are saying otherwise, right? What you killing each other, people are saying otherwise. You even saying otherwise. But like I said, that's not my point in the thing. It's not my part. I'm speaking to the bright race, to get them to wake up and look at what's next to them. To look what's next to them, to look at the people who are tragically caught in the past, people who are tragically stuck, and they are not going to move forward. That goes for your so-called religious Negroes. It go for your philosophical ones. It go for your conscious ones, your Pan-African ones. It go for your Masonic ones, your ones who sitting up here saying the same thing over and over again. They are painfully caught in the past. They are not in the 21st century. They are still in the 20th century. These Negroes are still in the 20th century. They're not in the future. You understand? They're not even in the damn present. Right? That's what we're getting coming up here. We're talking about a future world to come. It's already being altered. It's already being modified. Moves are being made around the so-called black race as they speak that they're not even aware of. They're not even aware of it. They sitting here talking about trying to get big and proud with me, talking about we here to stay. You go tell a white man that. Go tell a damn white man that. He'll laugh at you. You black men, like I said, you black men here in this society, you don't own anything. Yet you proud here. You don't find it strange that you don't own not one thing here? Like I said, we fine with the fact that we are not taking a stake here because everything here is going to be shuffled or reshuffled in a minute. Everything here is going to be reshuffled. The only thing was that a certain group of people had to come up or start being raised, or a message had to go out, and that was the last ingredient to go into the cake to start the mix to happening. A last ingredient. That bright race had to be added into the mix. They had to be added into the mix. They had to be those people in the world but not of it. Because the people in the world, they're not going to be the one that's going to bring change to the world. The people that's in the world but are not of it, they're going to be the open receivers of this higher intelligence, this extreme intelligence that's coming, this knowledge of intellect. That's going to outweigh everything. That's going to supersede everything. That's going to be direct connection from those future beings, those omni beings, those Amen beings that we've been talking about. Those advanced people who put everything here in the first place, who created this system. This world belongs to them. It belongs to our children. They put it here. They traveled back and put themselves here. They seeded this planet. They're feeding us, not the white man. They're feeding us. They feeding the white man. They allowing him to be in control. I told you Negroes before, I said stop fearing the damn white man. Fear the ones who put everything here. Those are the ones you should be giving reverence to. Those are the ones you should be focused on. The people that brought all this here, that put this here, that created this solar system, that put you here. You didn't just get here by accident. Right? It is my hope that those are the people who come calling in here who are still in that stage of ignorance. Hopefully your children will get it. Hopefully your children will get it. Maybe you were just put here, you black men and you ignorant black women was just put here to be the forebearers or the ones who bring forth a bright one. Maybe this message is not for you. It's beyond your time. But it is time for this message. Just because it's beyond your thinking, beyond your time, because intellect is not for you. It might be for your children, because even you had a purpose for being here. Your children might pick this up and move forward. And just have the sense to bow out gracefully, like the brother did. You bow out gracefully, go back, listen to your hip-hop. Just go back and live your life. Go back and live your life. You know, things are proceeding as usual. Don't bother to listen to my show anymore. This broadcast is not for you. Don't bother. Maybe your babies will get more out of it. Put them in front of this radio, and you go somewhere and go sit down and watch TV somewhere, and go watch BET, and put your babies in front of the damn radio broadcast and let them listen. Maybe it will help advance and evolve them. Open their mind up to it. Don't be selfish, because just because you don't get it, don't sit up here and deprive your children or say, oh, it ain't real because you don't get it. Because, see, the black man, you see what the black man did? He goes, yeah, you know, in the world of ignorant people, they'll say you black. I don't care about the ignorant people. We see the technologies coming in here. We see them. We see the future world. We see the new construction. We see the futuristic look that everything is starting to take on here. We see it. We're paying attention. Right? The humans are only worried about their own survival. They're not worried about you. Right? The humans are worried about their own survival. They're not worried about you. Right? They're going to combine together. They're going to travel outward. Right? They're going to convince the black woman, some of the black women, to go with them. Right? Like I said, Star Trek was real. With Captain Kirk and all the Asian and all these people, that was real. Right? These people left the earth after a catastrophe, after a Holocaust, after a solar Holocaust, right? That will drive a lot of your humans, that will kill a lot of your humans off, And we'll kill off a lot of your black people who have human traits, right? And only a stronger new people will come up to survive. That's how it was meant to be. That's how it was meant to be. Fear the people who killed off the dinosaurs, who hurled meteorites here to start a new world, because that's the same people that are going to destroy this thing to restart a new world on this planet. All right? Let me go ahead and do these questions real quick, and then we're going to get out of here. All right. Let me see. Let me see. I'm doing this all late. Hold on. I like to ask people, please do not inbox me while I'm doing the broadcast, because I can't do both and listen to you and whatnot. I have to be able to focus on what I'm saying. Okay. What changes will take place in this future planet? As I said, a lot of the continents will go underwater, be destroyed. The supercontinent of Antarctica will raise out, right? And it will produce another Pangea from there, right? A lot of your continents will go under, right? Half of North America is finished, right? New technology will come in, and they'll start building elevated cities, right? So that they can survive above sea level, because everything else will be underwater. What will bring the change? The sun, the melting of the polar caps, the solar holocaust. All this is coming, right? All this is meant to come. This is all being engineered to bring about the evolution of a planet. When the white man used the heart machine, he's only following out what the almond beings are going to do anyway, or what they're generating in his head to do, because they're generating ideas into the white man and giving him that technology and allowing him to destroy certain areas and destroy off certain ones of our people, the ones who have been judged already that they will not be able to continue into the future world as an intelligent and thinking people. That's why they allowed the white man to destroy Haiti. They allowed them to destroy the people, a lot of the people in New Orleans, and that's going to continue, in Africa as well. And on their own kind. They're going to sacrifice their own for the future. What will happen to the human race? Your human race is going to be consolidated into one group, as I said. There's not going to be any more black and white and yellow, and it's going to be one human being, one race of human beings. That's going to be one people. And that face of it is going to be an amalgamation of East Indian, white, Asian, all that. It's going to be an amalgamation of that. And then there'll be your almond beings, which will be the evolutionary ones who will come out of the black race. They're going to take on a reddish complexion. Brownish red, dark brownish red, more red. Right? What will happen to the black race? The black race is a wrap. There's a lot of them going back into bondage, or they're going to be destroyed. They're going to be a thing of the past. Right? Not needed. How will the world be of the bright race be? They will become faster, stronger, and more solar inclined, and receive solar intelligence from the future race. They will receive random access from those future beings. All right? So that's how your cities of Atlantis got started, because a lot of those were cities before they went under the water. A lot of those were cities before, and they were destroyed or drowned out by water, and that's how those cities got down there. And it's going to happen again. All right, so that is it. This has been State of Mental Radio. We got 2 minutes left. Join us on Friday as we talk about why this new black generation is so lame. I'm going to lighten it up a little bit. Why is this new black generation so lame? Why are they so plastic? Why do they seem so, washed out? We'll talk about that in great detail on Friday. I am the intellectual 괞ᴜᴛᴜRᴇ. This has been State of Mental Radio. Good night. I need a nice, let me see. I know what I want to play. All right. Let me see. I'm going to play an old one. Okay. Star, Unbreakable. Good night.
It's the Republic of Mental, rising out the black race to the white race, out the black race to the white race. It's the Republic of Mental, black race to the white race. it's hell, and then it's hell us. They tried everything just to spell us. Fed us religion, gave us fake gods. Through all of that, we beat the odds. Now we coming together under one flag.